Hi, and thanks for watching. This video forms my official review of the Elan Ripstick Tour 88. I've had this ski on test for about 5 or 6 weeks in anger now, which has very much been end of season, so naturally spring snow conditions were dominated. But I've just about managed to test them in nearly every kind of snow. Indeed, those of you who watched my first impressions video will know that I encountered nearly all 4 seasons in one day, so it was a good first outing. So to start with, the uphill performance of the ski. And intrinsic to that, of course, is the climbing skins. Now, I've said before in a previous video how much I like the skins, and in particular the hybrid glue technology. This reminds me of an easy peel sticker that you might get on a price tag for a birthday card or glassware, something that you don't want to leave a sticky residue behind on when you remove the sticker. And it's the same with the skin. Some skins I have will leave some glue behind on the base of the ski, especially after a really long ascent, and then that can of course lead to snow sticking to the glue. I don't feel that's going to be a problem with these skins, which is great. They're also incredibly easy to fit and remove without the need for a cheat sheet, so less weight and less faff, and in theory they should never need to be re-glued, so that saves time and money too. One concern I have with the skins is durability. Even after only 2 or 3 days use of them, I'm starting to see fraying along the edges of the skins, and I'm now losing a few fibres every time I use them. Like what you just about to see, one stuck to the glue there. So sooner or later there's going to be no skin left in that case. Now this isn't really a problem, it's just something you need to be aware of, because inevitably when you're making something super lightweight, you're going to have to make sacrifices somewhere, which in this instance is they have sacrificed durability, which is fine. You just need to factor that into your pricing equation that you might need to buy a new skin after only 1 or 2 seasons. In terms of performance, I've had a few issues with slipping with these, but that's partly because it's such a lightweight setup. So a heavier skiing skin will have more bite on the snow as just trying to skin uphill, and also you'll have more grip on your edges. So you're always going to have less grip with a super lightweight setup. Again, that's not a problem, it's just something you need to be aware of and adapt your technique accordingly. As for the ski, they're incredibly lightweight and well balanced. Now of course part of that is down to the binding which you choose to mount on them. And here I've mounted them with the Marker Alpine 12, which I shall be providing a review for in a different video, but it has been the perfect matching for this ski. Assuming you have a suitably lightweight binding, this is a ski upon which you can climb and skin uphill all day on, covering thousands of vertical metres if you so desire. On several occasions recently I've done well in excess of 2,500 metres of uphill ascent with this ski, either on my feet or on my back. Not only are they very well balanced when they're on your feet, but they're also well balanced when you're carrying them on your pack as well. The ski has quite a strong side cut and small turn radius for a touring ski, being nearly 130mm wide at the tip and only 88 in the underfoot. This means that traversing and skinning on off-camber sections is more difficult than it would be on a straight cut ski, as you haven't got a nice straight edge in contact with the snow the whole time, and the ski actually wants to carve slightly uphill as well when it flexes. Again, that's not a problem as such, it's just something you need to be aware of and adapt your technique accordingly. In contrast, the near full length camber of the ski means that you have pretty much the entire length of the skin in contact with the snow providing traction when you are skinning, which if you compare that to a more heavily rockered or even a banana profiled ski, where you might only have 2/3 of the skin in contact with the snow, the rest of the skin is just effectively dead weight on the way up. So you're getting much more use out of your skin with a full length camber ski than you would with a more rockered ski. So, moving on to the downhill performance of the ski, which unless you're a skimo racer is of course the most important aspect of a ski. The reason that we sweat away on the uphill is to enjoy the downhill. Firstly, on groomers and hardpack the ski carves exceptionally well. This is in part owing to the amphibio camber profile of the ski, which is an asymmetric profile whereby the inside edge of the ski is longer and stiffer than the outside edge. This leads to incredibly smooth and effortless turn initiation, and indeed the ski carves pretty much as well as an on-piste carving ski would when you are on groomers and hardpack. Now of course, on-piste carving performance isn't what you're buying a touring ski for, but inevitably at some point you're going to either be crossing pistes, skiing down or up piste yourself, or at very least you're going to be on hardpack forest trails. So being able to properly carve is indeed a great bonus for the ski. What I'm really impressed with this ski is just how well it handles really chossy, cruddy snow. And that's not something you usually associate with a really lightweight ski, as you need a bit of beef in the ski to be able to plough through the crud. But these can handle choss crud, whatever, whether you're on or off piste, nearly as well as a heavy on-piste ski would do. Onto powder, which is of course what skiing backcountry is all about. Now at only 88 underfoot, these are never going to float quite as well as an out-and-out powder ski would. And with a relatively small tip and tail rocker, you don't quite get that same surfy, floaty feel that you get in a more heavily rockered powder ski. That said, on the few times that I have skied these in soft powder snow, I've not had any issue staying on top, and the tips haven't wanted to dive under and drag me with them. So all in all, they handle soft snow pretty well. Indeed, the snow conditions from which I think the ski performs best is on slightly packed or firmer powder snow. Snow that's maybe been slightly sun-baked or wind-packed, or that hasn't yet developed a crust, or just simply snow that's a few days old and has been compacted a little bit under its own weight. The ski is so well balanced, and the Amphibio camber profile really wants to give you nice, smooth, sweeping turns. Whether you're going from short turn radius turns or really opening out and charging, the ski loves to be on relatively firm, packed powder snow. If I were to pick a particular niche for the Ripstick Tour 88, I think it would have to be the high alpine environment. Naturally, most people would choose a slightly fatter ski for their generic touring ski, as inevitably, if you're going touring, you're usually going in search of powder, so you're going to want something a little bit more underfoot. I fully expect Elan will release a ski in the kind of 95-96 underfoot mark in this model at some point, as after all the Ripstick 96 is the kind of flagship of the original range, so that is the ski that most people are familiar with. And if I'd had the choice, I probably would have chosen something around the 95-96 mark myself. But when you're in the high alpine environment, you're very thankful for those extra grams saved by having a narrower ski, as of course making the ski narrower is the simplest way to save weight without actually compromising performance of the ski. You really notice the difference in those grams saved when the ski is on your back and you're boot packing up a steep couloir or climbing a rocky ridge. Having a narrower waisted ski means that the edge is much more under your foot, which is reassuring when you're on a steep icy north face, and provides much more control and stability when you are in such situations above a no-fall zone, which is pretty critical really. Add in the freeride credentials of this ski, inherited from the original Ripstick family, and that means that when you are able to open out on the face, you can really enjoy any little jumps and drops that you might come across. Indeed, the limiting factor on just how big you go is always going to be the type of binding that you have and not the ski itself. And of course your own ability, but assuming that you are able to send big stuff, you can certainly do it on this ski. So, in summary, this really is a ski which blurs the line between a lightweight multi-day touring ski and a fun, adventurous and playful free tour ski. It is also excellent on piste and hardpack too. So in that regard, if you can only afford one ski and want something on which to do it all, this just might be the ski for you. Or alternatively, if you're looking for a high alpine freeride touring ski to add to your quiver, then you could do a lot worse than the Elan Ripstick Tour 88. Thanks for watching my review of this great touring ski. And if you want to see more videos of the ski being used in anger, then check out the rest of my playlist for the Elan Ripstick Tour product test and review.